In 2021, I got into real estate and interest rates were 3%, so everyone was buying. Almost every single house that my clients and I put an offer on had 3, 5, sometimes 10 offers. So it was highly competitive and we were always competing against other offers. With this competitive landscape as a new agent, I had to get creative and figure out fast how I could make my offers more attractive to sellers, and I did this through a number of different offer strategies. So today I'm going to share and break down the exact offer strategies that I used in my first year to help me sell over 50 homes. These strategies I now implement and run with our team, and this helped us sell over 140 homes this past year. I don't say that to brag, but just simply to show you that we teach our agents and our coaching clients a number of these strategies, and also these strategies are ones that the top producing agents are using to win on a consistent basis. Let's break down what these strategies are and give you an inside look on how you can start utilizing them. Real quick before we jump into the winning offer strategies, here's a quick tip. Don't be a salesperson. Try to think of yourself as a real estate advisor. At the end of the day, you're not there to sell your client on terms that they're not comfortable with. You're just there to advise them based on motivation, timeline, risk tolerance, market conditions, and current offer circumstances. So without further ado, let's break down all 8 offer strategies that you can start mixing, matching, and using as tools to win more deals instantly. The first offer strategy is the escalation clause. This one's super clutch and has helped us and our clients win tons of multiple offer scenarios without making them pay top dollar. An escalation clause is when your buyer's offer automatically increases if another offer comes in higher, but up to a certain amount though. Meaning if you offer $300,000 and you escalate up to $315,000 and there's another offer that comes in at $310,000, then your offer would win at $311,000. But if another offer comes in at $320,000, your offer would stop escalating at the ceiling that you designated for it. So in this case, $315,000, and you would ultimately lose. The escalation clause is nice because it saves your client from bidding top dollar right out of the gate, but at the same time shows the seller that you're serious if it's needed to win. I also like the escalation clause because it keeps your clients protected if for whatever reason multiple offers do go beyond their budget. The second winning offer strategy is inspections but no repairs. This strategy is nice because your buyer still gets to inspect the home, but they agree not to ask the seller to complete any repairs. This strategy helps because sellers feel more secure with an offer like this because they won't be nickel and dimed in the inspection period. This is nice for buyers because they still get the peace of mind knowing what they might have to replace or fix before moving in or after they move into the property. This is a great middle ground for both the buyer and seller, and this is one that I like to recommend to the buyer because the buyer still protects their right to walk away if something major does happen to come up during this inspection period. The third winning offer strategy is the appraisal gap guarantee. Let's just say for instance the home appraises for less than what your purchase price is. This guarantees that your buyer will cover the difference up to a certain amount, or in some cases even the full amount. When doing a partial appraisal gap guarantee, it doesn't necessarily have to be a huge gap guarantee. Even the slightest amount like $2,000 or $5,000 makes a huge difference to the sellers. The benefits of an appraisal gap guarantee are that the seller knows that you're not going to back out because it shows them that you really want to make this work. And for the buyer, it still has a cap for the most amount of cash difference that they could have the potential to make up. And then for the seller, it just guarantees a higher net amount to the seller in the event that it does appraise for less. It's a small strategy that you can implement today, but it makes a huge difference, and it's one that not a lot of offers are going to include. The fourth winning offer strategy is just a shorter inspection period window. Instead of dragging it out for 10 days, cut the inspection period window down to 7 or 5 days. This signals to the seller less time off the market if the buyer does happen to walk away after inspections. It also signifies to the seller that you're willing to do a quicker closing. And then for the buyer, obviously you still get to get your inspections done, so the standard practices still happen, but just on a faster timeline. The fifth winning offer strategy is a non-refundable earnest money deposit. This is a strategy that you as a buyer can implement right from the start or after the inspections are done. Let's just say in this instance you chose the post-inspection route. Then what that means is that after the inspection period, the buyer agrees that their earnest money becomes non-refundable at that point. This screams commitment to the seller as well as signals financial strength from the buyer standpoint, removes any sort of flakiness with the buyer, and also builds the seller's trust that this buyer is not going to back out. If you're really feeling risky and want to really go after a home, then you can go right in and do a non-refundable EMD right from the start and not after the inspections are done. The sixth winning offer strategy is appraisal repair help. Sometimes it's a $200 chip paint fix that got flagged in the appraisal that's holding deals up, and in this case we, the agents, offer to cover any minor repairs up to $500 or any sort of price point that you want to provide in there. At the end of the day, when you're selling a $200,000 house and you're making $6,000, that's assuming a 3% commission, to cover a $200 repair, it just makes sense to us from a margin standpoint to help get the deal closed much sooner and with less friction. Plus, anytime you pay for a repair to get done for your clients, it's a tax write-off. The seventh winning offer strategy is covering the seller's transfer tax. Instead of increasing your offer, cover the seller's transfer tax. On a $300,000 home, that's about $2,500 that comes back to the seller's bottom line. This is a simple, clean, low-friction strategy that can be done very easily at the title company and at closing. This keeps the purchase price and the appraised value lower and ultimately keeps the property taxes lower. This boosts the seller's bottom line by an extra couple $1,000, and in this case, it'd be $2,500. The eighth winning offer strategy is delayed possession. One of the most popular strategies to include is delayed possession, and this just lets the seller stay in the home after closing for a week or 2 weeks or whatever timeline you provide or give them, and this just lets them comfortably move out and into their next home. In my experience as a realtor, some sellers, they value timing more than the money, so it's important to call the seller's agent before you place an offer and just see if the seller wants or needs any delayed possession and in what time frame, or if the net dollar amount is the most important thing to the seller, because this is going to help you structure your offer to be most suitable for the seller. Also, it's important to note that during the delayed possession, the sellers pay for utilities, but the buyer has home insurance just to protect them during this delayed possession time because they still own the home. The ultimate goal of this video was just to help introduce or refine some of your offer strategies so that you can start including them in more deals and winning more offers. But obviously, it's important as an agent that your clients understand that you don't want or need them to overpay. They don't need to waive every protection or inspection, and we're not trying to put them at risk in any way by implementing these offer strategies. These are all meant to be implemented while protecting your buyer's best interests. And most importantly, keep your client in the driver's seat when choosing what they are most comfortable with, including in the offers. Want access to these strategies in the exact contract language so you can start using them with your buyers today? Head on over to growwiththg.com to access the Growth Huddle, where we highlight all the exact verbiage and give you a copy of our copy and paste winning offer strategies checklist. And if this video gave you any value, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe so we can keep bringing you more content. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.